Sup everyone, this is Draco FO back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news. Now, obviously these are all speculation. We will be looking at the next day's back pages and what the rumour mill has in terms of Manchester United transfer news. It is, as always, I'm going to start off with the thumbnail news. It is the hijack, Manchester United to hijack FC Barcelona's move for Lautaro Martinez and more transfer rumors, obviously, but we're going to focus particularly on Lautaro Martinez. It is according to Manchester Evening News, and I'm going to read you out the article and then we'll have a bit of a discussion around it. Manchester United will reportedly launch a new bid to hijack Inter Milan star Lautaro Martinez move to Barcelona. While both Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ed Woodward have warned that the coming transfer windows will be unrecognizable to previous editions due to the pandemic, United still plan to pursue their top targets in this summer. Though Jadon Sancho, Jack Grealish and Bellingham are among top priorities, a new striker may also be on the agenda, especially with the uncertainty surrounding Ighalo's future. Several quality strikers have been already linked, but one that seemed beyond the club's reach was Inter's Martinez, who has been highly touted to move to Barcelona to link up with his fellow Argentinian international Lionel Messi. However, the deal is yet to be set in stone, and according to Foot Mercato, United could swoop in to bring him to Old Trafford instead. Now, I'm not sure how much of reliability in terms of Foot Mercato is, but that's what they're saying. It's claimed that Barca will first have to raise funds for the Argentine by selling at least one player due to their own financial issues, and that United plan to take advantage of their situation by offering a big money contract first. The men and the sports understand that United are considering Leons Dembele and Werner of Leipzig among their striking targets this summer, but no contact has been made either as of yet. So, sticking strictly to Lautaro Martinez. Look, I mean, for those of you who have seen my past couple of weeks video, I have said so many times that I'm a big fan of Lautaro Martinez. Yes, Erling Haaland at the moment is an absolute monster, but this guy is also a monster. And I think his name doesn't get mentioned enough in the same breath as Erling Haaland has, but he is a top quality striker. The article does state that obviously Barcelona, amongst many other clubs, are suffering financially due to the pandemic. However, United are not, as we all clearly know, are not in a position to hold back, you can say, in terms of financial might or using the financial strength to lure a striker. We do need a striker. I don't think it's a pressing concern at the moment. But obviously, Ighalo's future is unresolved at the moment. And eventually, I don't think Ighalo would have been a United player beyond his loan spell anyways. I do believe that Ighalo was just a stopgap until we go into the summer to deal with the transfer window. Obviously, the season abruptly ended at some point, I think in March, I believe, which meant that Ighalo's future at United is unresolved. You know, there are rumors and articles coming out that Shenhua, I think that's his parent club, would like him back. Their season starts in July, which does leave our striking department short. We're back to square one. At the moment, our strikers are Martial, which is our number 9, and not Jadon Sancho, I wish. Marcus Rashford. Obviously, we got Mason Greenwood in the mix as well, but you can see it's very light. You know, we got 2 regulars. The third one being Mason Greenwood. He's not a regular starter yet, but he's still young. Marcus Rashford, if he moves up front, who plays on the left? It's a bit of a dilemma. We do need a striker. And Lautaro Martinez, I've seen enough of him. And it's not just a YouTube video, guys, don't worry. But he seems like a quality player. He's quick, very clever. However, in terms of Barcelona, what scares me a little bit, if Manchester United are reportedly interested in him, is the fact that he's Argentine and Messi is Argentine. The Argentinian connection could mean Martinez ending up at Barcelona. I think at this current stage, a lot of players around the world will rather go to Barcelona than Manchester United. But obviously, if Barcelona do not come up with the funds, I do not think Lautaro he'll end up moving to Barcelona. Inter Milan is in a bit of a financial predicament here, and that's the reason why they probably want to let go one of the star strikers, upcoming strikers. with the likes of Manchester United and Barcelona potential suitors. Manchester United have literally just popped up into the news because in terms of, we're ready to hijack, but how much of it truth is in that, don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you guys think of this particular striker. I am gonna show you guys some stats quickly. He's obviously 22, still young striker, center forward position, 31 games in all competitions, and he has scored 16 times, which is a very good return. But what is very interesting for me personally, because Italian league is not the strongest, so you can end up scoring a lot of goals, with all due respect, but the Champions League is certainly on a higher level. You can see in the Champions League, he started all 6 of the games, scoring 5 goals in the process. So it just shows that he can do a job in the Champions League. He can do a job at the top level. He has time to develop as well. Always having good options up front will be nice. Martial, potentially Lautaro Martinez, Rashford and Mason Greenwood, they can all interchange, guys. Rashford can play on the left and right and up front. Martial can play on the left and up front. Mason Greenwood can play anywhere on the front three. So we do not have a specialist centre forward. That's the reason why Ighalo had a bit of an impact, because he's a specialist centre forward, sitting there and holding up the ball, getting players into them. A different type of player, and that is exactly what Lautaro Martinez can do. Very pacey, young, and room to improve. But that's the latest on Lautaro Martinez. Next up, we have Manchester United news being linked with, yes, you felt it, Matthijs de Ligt, not Virgil van Dijk, don't worry guys. So according to this article, Manchester United are prepared to go in again for Matthijs de Ligt. So according to Corriere dello Sport, Manchester United are pressing to agree the signing of the 20-year-old centre-back. It is stated that they face competition from Barcelona, who also wanted the youngster last summer and have recently inquired about him as well. However, the renowned Italian have mentioned that their former Ajax starlet, who has recently returned to training, is only focusing on Juventus at the moment, and he dreams of winning the Champions League with Juventus. Last season, De Ligt was the captain of the Ajax side that won the domestic double, the Eredivisie, and they knocked out Real Madrid and Juve out of the Champions League, obviously losing the final. This season, he has so far featured in 20 games for the Juventus, scored 2 goals and helped his team keep 6 clean sheets. So his current contract with the Serie A club will expire in 2024, and as per The Sun, he's one of the highest earning under 21 stars in the world, earns around 245k a week. Last year, Manchester United spent a lot of cash to improve the centre-back. Central defender Harry Maguire and right-back Wan-Bissaka were lured. Things have already largely improved in the defence, so now is the time to strengthen other key departments. So, I mean, nobody will say no to Matthijs de Ligt, but I think we have to be a bit realistic here. I think Matthijs de Ligt is a type of player will use Juventus, just like how Haaland is doing at Dortmund, as stepping stones to potentially get moves to Real Madrid or Barcelona in the future. I don't think he'll be coming to Manchester United, especially with the topsy-turvy relationship we have with Oli, and it's public anyway, with his representative, which is the Riola guy. I don't believe Matthijs de Ligt is going to be worth the hassle. He's already earning 200k plus a week. At that age, coming to United, we're going to have to fork out a lot of money in terms of his wages. Is he going to be another player that's going to come in and just in a few years' time, his mind will be turned to leave and move on to somewhere else? I believe he's going to be that type of player. Juventus are a great club. I think he can be potentially in Juve for a long time, obviously with the aging back, especially Chiellini. I think he's aging as well. He has not featured that much in terms of starting for them. Look, De Ligt is a fantastic player. I think he's got a great future ahead of him. I don't feel he's going to be Manchester United bound anytime soon. Next up, we have a Sporting Star after Nani recommendation. So remember the guy Nani? Yes, Nani. So this is according to the Daily Star. Manchester United are chasing Sporting Lisbon left-back Nuno Mendes after recommendation from Nani. Mendes, 17, a quick attacking fullback with good dribbling skills, is regarded as one of the pearls of Portugal. He initially came up in talks between the two clubs when United signed Bruno Fernandes from Sporting, but was ultimately not included in the deal. Now, United are backing for him with a package worth over £10 million being discussed, the player keen to move. Mendes is out of contract in 2021 and has refused to sign the new 2-year offer Sporting made him because he wants to explore his options. Look, Nani was a decent player for us. He's young, Mendes 17 years of age. If you're discussing a package worth just around just over £10 million, not even 30-40 million pound, who has 1 year left in his contract, it's low risk signing. And one of the positions we need to strengthen is the left back position. I mean, Luke Shaw is not great going forward in my opinion. I have no idea about Mendes, but according to this article, quick attacking fullback. Look, we need an attacking fullback. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is improving in that aspect, but he's not naturally an attacking fullback, right? Whereas on the left side, Brandon Williams is, and see the impact he has on the left side when he goes forward. Obviously, he hasn't got that much experience, but over the years, I'm sure he'll become more experienced. I think signing youngsters, which is what Oli has been doing in recent times, I think we signed more youngsters over the past year and a bit than first team players, which shows the project and the vision that the club is going towards. Mendes, anything coming out of Sporting Lisbon and recommendation from obviously Nani is not going to be a small splash. I think it's going to be a big splash, especially considering the fact that he is not going to be worth that much. It's a low risk signing. I think he can be developed. I believe we do need a left back, as long as we don't break our budget on it and affecting other pressing areas such as the right wing position. If it is to be true, I have no idea who Mendes is, but if the reports are to be true and is being recommended from ex-players of United, and United have kind of tried to discuss him in the Bruno Fernandes deal, maybe maybe he's a good player. I mean, Bruno Fernandes himself definitely would have played with him in his time in Sporting, so God knows, he might have a bit of a word to say, look, this guy is quite good, decent, we should look at him. You never know. But that's the latest on Nuno Mendes. Next up is another defensive news, Koulibaly. So we've covered this a few times in our video. I don't believe, in this article, it does say that Manchester United are leading the signing, not signing, but leading the race to sign Koulibaly this season. Obviously, Koulibaly is one of the players that is apparently set to leave his club, Napoli. Look, man, Koulibaly, he's an elite level defender, right? He's powerful, pacey, very good on the air, in the air, and also has a good passing range. Very experienced, obviously. He won't be regarded as a long-term signing. I believe he's aging at around 29 years of age. But just like with the striking situation, signing someone like Koulibaly is a luxury signing. It's going to cost a lot, but it's going to be a stopgap between, Koulibaly and Lindelof, right? Lindelof's still young. He's still, I feel, he still has mistakes in him. If you're going to challenge at the top high level, you need 3 to maybe 4 quality defenders, right? At the moment, in terms of quality, we have Harry Maguire and Lindelof. Is Lindelof a high caliber player? Not yet. He can be, but not yet. But outside of these two, we got Eric Bailly, who's injury prone, Marcus Rojo out on loan, Smalling out on loan, and we have Phil Jones. There is nobody else that we have. And if you're going to play 50-60 games across all competition, especially going into the Champions League, you need top players and quality depth. I think Koulibaly is a luxury signing. If we do end up signing him, and to have Lindelof as sort of like a rotational who can play and cover injuries, loads of games in the season, that's quality, right? I wouldn't mind having someone who's a good player like Lindelof in the bench as a understudy to these two guys, Maguire and Koulibaly, as opposed to having Maguire and Lindelof as the starting centre-backs and have someone like Phil Jones who's a covering centre-back. It doesn't fill me with confidence. Lindelof can improve. He's still young. Having Koulibaly for 3-4 seasons will enable Lindelof to push ahead. Defenders, they peak very late on anyway. So you never know. It will be a luxury signing. I think it's going to be a bit of an overkill in my opinion. but we do need a centre-back for sure. I don't believe Chris Smalling will be coming back. I don't believe Marcus Rojo will be coming back. That leaves us with Eric Bailly, who's injury-prone, good defender, I reckon, but injury-prone, and Phil Jones. I mean, come on, guys. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Prove me wrong. Come on, prove me wrong. Last bit of news is obviously Jadon Sancho. We haven't covered him much in my transfer videos, by the way. But according to the Daily Star, according to David Ornstein of Athletic, Edward was set to continue negotiations for Dortmund star Jadon Sancho. So this is exactly what Ornstein has confirmed. Sancho was expecting to move this summer, and there is still a very high chance that will happen. Obviously, it doesn't give anything away in terms of what's happening, but the article goes on to say that Manchester United have a gentleman's agreement with Borussia Dortmund to be able to negotiate for a deal for Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is looking likely as the weeks go by. He's going to leave, in the next 2 years. If it doesn't happen this summer, it's going to happen next summer, right? But I reckon it's going to happen this summer. I think a lot of sources are starting to come out a little bit more around him, and Manchester United seems to be the only club, surprisingly, in my opinion, this is quite surprising, the only club that's been linked heavily with Jadon Sancho. I haven't seen many other clubs being linked with him, and look, he's going to solve our right wing position, right? It's simple as that. He's going to solve that position outright. Number 7 is made for this fella. And you know what? To be frank, it will help Daniel James out, who's a good player and such a big personality. For him to kind of learn off, be taken out of the spotlight a little bit, and be an understudy to a world-class player, albeit he's still young, in Jadon Sancho, it's only going to benefit Daniel James. I mean, Daniel James does have a great future ahead of in his career at United. I think he's a level-headed player. I think he's down to earth. He works hard. He wants to succeed. He's got a good mentality, you can say. And I think a step up to the Premier League from the Championship was, especially playing 20, 30 games, whatever amount of games he played, was a bit much for him at times. But that's because we don't have anyone as a backup on the right wing, right? It just needs one injury to any of the players. If Daniel James gets injured, we're going to play Mattia there. Mattia, we know, as much of a quality player he is, he's not a right winger, first of all, and he cannot play more than 2 games a week anyway, just like Nemanja Matic, right? Jadon Sancho, so that's the latest on Jadon Sancho. I reckon we're going to end up signing him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Out of 10, guys, do you feel we're going to sign Jadon Sancho? But that's it. That's all the latest Manchester United transfer news today. Now, latest Manchester United transfer news. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do get involved, guys. I decided not to do any more live streams. I think pre-recorded streams, pre-recorded videos are better going forward. And also, watch me. I go live stream on this channel, on my Twitch channel, which is Draco986, Monday, 7 days a week, around 4 PM UK time. Join me in that. We can have a bit of a discussion around all the transfer news. As always, guys, hope you stay safe and stay Farafari.